So how do you stay grateful when rejection knocks on the door? That is what we're going to be looking at in this episode of the Advancement Strategies. Stay tuned. Hello my friend, I am Dr. Ike Wambi, chairleader of Success, Advancement and Leadership. Today we're going to be looking at 5 ways to stay grateful when rejection knocks on the door. If you want to download a checklist for purposeful living, go ahead and click the download button in the description area of this video. And if you are new to my channel, I ask you to subscribe and press the bell button so that way you know immediately when I post a new video, especially on Thursdays. So what are the 5 ways to stay grateful when rejection knocks on the doors of our heart? Take note of the fact that I didn't say if rejection knocks. I said when rejection knocks, because rejection is what we have to deal with almost all of the time. Take for example a friend of mine who received a no from a lady last week. There's a lady he thought was going to say yes, but he got a no. That's rejection. He felt rejected. Rejection knocks on the doors of our heart when clients fail to buy from us after an elaborate promotion of a particular product. We feel rejected. You see, rejection knocks on the doors of our heart if you lose an election, for example. Consider what is going on in the political space now. Those that lost elections felt rejected. Can you see that? And if you experience disappointments of different kinds, you feel rejected. That's where rejection knocks on the doors of our hearts. Jesus considered the subject of rejection very important. That was the first crash course he gave to his disciples before he sent them out to go on evangelism. You see that? Leaders understand it even within the corporate plane that if the workforce is rejected, productivity is reduced. Parents know it. If your children feel rejected, maybe by their friends or at school, it shows in their performance. So how do you maintain that attitude of gratitude when rejection knocks on the doors of our hearts? Now, let me show you a scripture in Matthew chapter 10, verse 14. That scripture says, "And whoever shall not receive you nor hear your words when you depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust off your feet." Jesus basically is telling us that rejection, contrary to what we have been led to think that it has to be in the mind. Of course, we process everything with our mind, but we have to process it this way. That rejection took place at that event. I'm not leaving that event with it in my mind. I'm going to dust it off from my feet and move to the next level. Do you have other examples of rejection that you want us to know about? Go ahead and share it in the comment button. We'll be glad to know about it. Go ahead, do it. Now, the first key that I want us to understand that we can apply readily to live free of rejectionities. Rejection does not necessarily mean that you have a bad product or service. Think about it. Jesus had the message of salvation, the best product, the best service. He performed miracles, he healed the sick, he cast out devils from people, yet his message was rejected by the Pharisees and the Sadducees. So that basically should encourage you. That motivated me years ago because it let me know that rejection does not necessarily mean that I have a bad product or service. It only means that rejection is part and parcel of the devils and demons you have to confront on your pathway to advancement, on your pathway to success and breakthrough. So the earlier you get used to it, the better. The second key I will share with us today is this. Understand that rejections are never final. They are never final. Every rejection can be rejected. Every rejection can be reversed. Every rejection can be refused. Years ago, when I lived in Nigeria before relocating to the US, I'm a pharmacist. I marketed a pharmaceutical product and I went to a particular organization for one whole long year. They didn't buy from me, yet they were buying from my friends. And what did I do? Did I feel rejected? Well, of course, the feeling of rejection would knock on the door, but I convinced myself that, well, I don't have to jump at the no you're telling me, because the average person wants to say no and no and no until eventually that person says yes. That became my motivation to continue, and eventually I was able to receive orders, about 3 orders from that organization before I relocated to the US. So rejections are never final. Every rejection can be rejected, every rejection can be reversed, every rejection can be refused. Number 3, refuse to reject yourself. You see, self-rejection is the only type of rejection that can stop your productivity. That is the only type of rejection that can influence or negatively impact your productivity in any organization. People can say what they want to say. They can reject your service, reject your product, even try to reject you, but don't reject yourself, because the scripture tells us that you have been accepted in the beloved family of God, and that is a primary acceptance you need. That is a major acceptance you need. Knowing that should empower you to continue to forge ahead. Number 4, begin to see those rejections with a lens of faith. Resize them downwards, repaint them differently, reframe them with a frame of hope. Hope is a happy, optimistic, positive expectation of an event. So in whatever situation you find yourself, have this lens of hope and the lens of faith. Resize whatever you see. Let them fit into that embrasure of hope and faith, and you'll begin to analyze them differently. Remember, number 5, that champions in the world of advancement only became champions when they decided to see their rejections through a different lens. Jesus, the ultimate champion, never saw mountains as fixed items. He said mountains could be moved. He saw them as movable items. He said, whosoever shall say to this mountain, be thou removed, be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he says shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he said, in Mark 11:23. So he saw mountains as movable items. Paul, the great apostle to the Gentile nations, saw all of the afflictions, rejections, tortures, pressures that he had to go through as mere light afflictions. Conrad Hilton, the founder of the Hilton range of hotels, said this, that successful people are people who think differently. The very foundation of the difference in your thought is when you reframe whatever you're seeing or thinking about with a prism, with a lens of the scripture. That is what I am letting us know today. As you apply these keys and nuggets in your daily activities, your joy will be reignited. Your hope will bounce back again. Rejection will be reversed. Disappointments will be annulled. And you will stand again to declare the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Remember, my friend, that this is the Advancement Strategies broadcast on the Advancement TV, and I am your good old friend, Dr. Ikwambi, a cheerleader of success, advancement, and leadership. If you have enjoyed this broadcast today, and if it has ministered to you any, remember to subscribe to my channel and press the bell button. That way you know for a fact when I load the next video. And remember again, if you would need the 16 checklists for purposeful living, to go ahead and click the download button. Until I see you next week, I remain yours sincerely, Dr. Ikwambi, cheerleader of success, advancement, and leadership. And I say to you, keep advancing. It is too late to quit now.